Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of the MCU Rewatch series. Me and Tom, we're watching Incredible Hulk. We've watched it. So, Tom,
So Keane.
throw me out some of your likes.
Well, I honestly enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Again, same with like everything. I've rewatched all of the MCU a good couple of years back, and to be honest, I feel like most people just always forget about Incredible Hulk. Like it kind of just doesn't really exist. I think maybe probably because they recast Hulk in Avengers, but I feel like most people kind of forget Incredible Hulk, and it's very understated. But I actually really quite enjoyed it when I rewatched it this time. Like, I think they do a lot of good things in it. Like, I enjoyed like the settings, like say the place where like Bruce is staying at the start of the film, like in Brazil with the like big mountain of what's it called, like houses.
Yeah,
I feel like they do a good job of like establishing that was like on the ground level as well with Bruce walking, but also like I really enjoyed like the chase throughout that with when General Hulk, General Ross obviously finds him and sends Emil Blonsky and a team after him, where he's just like he does kind of use like the knowledge of his terrain and stuff to his advantage to get out, and then like again, kind of like with Iron Man 1, they do kind of lean into, I think, more kind of scary stuff, like with the first time you see Hulk hulking out in the factory and him attacking the soldiers. I feel is quite like edgy and not in a bad way, but it does kind of have like the tension and the scary, and also But I also really enjoyed, like, I feel like they established kind of an aspect from Bruce from the comics, which I haven't read a whole lot of Incredible Hulk comics. I read Immortal Hulk, which is brilliant, but from what I do know, I feel like they've established like the kind of wonder aspect of Bruce in this movie a lot, which I really enjoy. Like he's in Brazil, and then you also get like the description of like Bruce from General Ross to Blonsky, which is like he's killed like all these people, and it's all just people from like different like countries and states in America, and I think even like Canada, and and I feel like it does a good job of establishing just like the character aspects of Bruce as like just a lone just wanderer who just tries to keep to himself and on the run, and I feel like that's established quite well in this. Like he's living in Brazil, but he's like ready to just leave at like a moment's notice when like he hears the government come after him. But what do you enjoy about it?
Okay, there's ones I am very similar to you in. Last time I watched the Hulk, I think 2003, and then the Incredible Hulk. I bought them both on DVD together, and I was like, they must be similar. I don't think they are. Anyway, but the Incredible Hulk, right? Genuinely, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I did. Like when the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
It didn't. I don't know. Hulk as a character has not really interested me much.
Yeah, same.
But watching it, I was like, okay, we start off, and he's clearly okay. What I'm trying to say is, because obviously current MCU, if we take out Incredible Hulk, we only see Hulk as like kind of a side character. Like so I like seeing the fact like he is trying to control his emotions.
Yeah.
He's
I feel
trying
like
to
you get more of a like understanding of Hulk and him as a bit more of like a tragic character rather than kind of more comedic relief.
Yeah, where it's like Hulk smash. You get to see Hulk. You get to see Bruce Banner want not to be Hulk and want the separation, and I like that aspect of it. I like also when we see Bruce Banner in every other like field, like in not field, sorry, every other movie, sorry, and he's really smart, and you can see he's really smart, but he's also really smart with Tony next to him, and like you've got all these other people that are really smart, and then obviously when it comes to Wakanda, you got Shuri, so seeing him be smart for just Bruce Banner being smart, because like you hear about it, blah blah, but you don't see him being smart on his own much. You do not. you do in Black Panther, you see Shuri being smart on her own. So I like getting to see Hulk be smart, not Hulk, but Bruce Banner actually be smart.
Yeah.
With the trailer of Brand New Day, we're going to see a lot more smart Bruce Banner. Which obviously he's smart in all of them, and it's a silly thing to say, but like, you get what I mean. Like, and then I will say this. No, we'll bring that up afterwards. I like Hulk's design. I like, as much as it feels goofy. I do not prefer it over I say MCU Hulk, Future Hulk, recast Hulk, right? I do really enjoy his design. It is genuinely menacing, and it's like, it's darker. Do you know what I mean? I like that, like, darker color, and it's like the first time we see him become Hulk, you don't see that at all. You see people just missing, and that first guy definitely dies. I think he makes a noise. You live in getting thrown through two windows and then hitting a wall. So they definitely don't lean into like the body horror aspect of it. I guess they do a little bit towards the end, not towards the end, but like when he's trying to turn out of Hulk. But yeah, no, you get to see just Hulk and Bruce two very differently, and obviously our current, I don't know about you, but like current mindset of Bruce Banner and Hulk is them together, like where like Smart Hulk is it, where yeah. So it is a nice, refreshing thing to rewatch it and see Hulk being menacing and scary, and something that should be feared, because we see Hulk commit damage everywhere. He breaks buildings and that, but you don't see him throw an actual person through. Normally. Which brings on to another thing I really liked, which was the uni fight. That was awesome because it shows how unstoppable Hulk is. He doesn't lose during that fight, and then you see the what's his name, the guy that turns into the big monster. I'm blanking.
Abomination.
Yeah. Abomination. I was blanking on his normal name and Abomination. Yeah. You see him taunt Hulk, like Hulk's someone that should be taunted. I remember that being a much more gruesome scene. It still is very gruesome. He slams against a tree and just, he obviously doesn't die. Which brings me on to another part I really liked, which was the slow transformation of Abomination. And that kind of body horror aspect. I thought honestly, I did think it was kind of beautiful. Like, you see like his spine, and I thought, oh, that, I got chills. And even in like the first fight, sorry, not the first fight, the uni fight, you see Abomination kind of, he doesn't kick Hulk's ass, but you see that he's a threat, even in like just his moves. I kind of wrote aura, and I kind of hated that I wrote aura, but it kind of fits. Do you know what I mean? Another thing I liked, Phil Dunphy being in the movie. That's kind of what, I thought that, like, that's kind of dope.
Getting cooked by Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked that. There is more stuff I like. Some more stuff I did like throughout the movie, but those were my overall likes. There wasn't a fight scene that didn't suck. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think every fight scene was really good. Is there anything else you overly liked about it, or
I enjoyed the fact that they do kind of get the fact that like Hulk just he becomes Hulk because people just won't leave him alone, and they do keep attacking him, and he does just want to be like left alone. And I like that they did kind of dive into that a bit, like, because he does just scream like "leave me alone" or whatever. But I also really enjoyed that they do kind of establish more. And even from the get-go, they're building the universe. Like, they establish Cap in this. Like, they mention the Super Soldier program. I think there is a deleted scene out there where you see the scene that Bruce mentions in Avengers, where he tried to kill himself in the Arctic. Like, you see, you do see Cap shield in the ice. Like, I do like that they're, like, from the get-go, they're establishing this universe, which again is kind of also established with Iron Man coming in at the post-credit scene in air quotes.
Yeah, which the Incredible Hulk takes place after Iron Man 2.
Yeah, we had a discussion over this because I said, like, I feel like it doesn't the post-credit scene doesn't track in terms of the order of Iron Man, Hulk, and Iron Man 2, because in the diner scene in Iron Man 2, which we'll get on, which you can watch on this very same channel coming up soon. Iron Man says that he doesn't want to be part of any team. Yet in the Incredible Hulk, like you do have Iron Man going to Broth and being like, we are assembling a team, and so we did have a discussion about that, and we did determine that it must take place after Iron Man 2, because at the end of Iron Man 2, obviously Tony Stark gets brought on as a consultant rather than...
Something I really do like about the Incredible Hulk is General Ross being such a patriot that Bruce Banner isn't a person; he is American property.
Yeah.
Even though, like, they were obviously they were funding the the experiment. Okay, they were. But like, because he does this to himself, they're like, he doesn't really care about the people that Bruce killed, or he cares that Bruce is not his property and not the property of America.
Like I like the line at the end where like where he gets arrested at university, and like Ross says like, if you've taken the monster away from me, I'll put you 6 feet underground. Or that's paraphrasing, obviously, but whatever. Like, that just goes to show like his motivation is literally just the Hulk. Like, he doesn't care about Banner. He doesn't even care about his daughter. It's literally just getting the Hulk to be a weapon for the US.
Yeah. And as much as Abomination is the main villain of that, or not really, I'd say he's not the main villain, but obviously he kind of is marketed as the main villain. Yeah. This is a really far jump, but you've watched She-Hulk, right?
I have watched She-Hulk.
And Abomination makes that resurgence in She-Hulk, and it amplifies that General Ross is the main villain in Incredible Hulk, because they give him the serum. He's meant to be a hero, but it rolls reverse. And see, I'm not even thinking like, because Abomination makes bad decisions throughout this entire movie. Like, he wants Hulk because, I don't know if it's pride, I don't know if it's stubbornness. Because he talks about how he doesn't go up, doesn't go up the ranks.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, that's because like he is just arrogant. And then we obviously we'll talk about this more when we watch She-Hulk, but it is very much he was a victim himself of General Ross, because you give him an experimental surgery, serum, like what? It's like a little bit less than Bruce's. What do you expect's going to happen?
Also, like, Ross didn't, at the start of the movie, Ross didn't even tell like the team what they were going into. He just said like, you need to capture Bruce Banner. Like, he didn't explain that Bruce Banner could turn into the Hulk, and he was like intentionally putting their lives in danger because of that. Because he was just so determined to, like, he doesn't care. He was just so determined to like get the Hulk as to be his property.
Real Amanda Waller vibes.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why we can like I like you just dislike him the most out of that film. Like, he is the main villain in my eyes, and he always will be. I've not watched anything that General Ross comes back in the future, right?
Yeah, he's in Civil War, and
it was in Civil War. Thought so.
And he's in the Cap 4, but he was recast because unfortunately William Hurt, I think, died a couple of years back.
Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah. So, and I would say, this is a crazy segue from recasting, but no, when it comes to recasting, I like what Marvel did when it doesn't work for the character, or they recast Bruce Banner. They recast Rhodey, which we'll talk about more in the next episode. But I like that they do just recast when someone doesn't work. And sure, sometimes it's over money. But when you recast someone, you've got chances to get better. Because I think Mark Ruffalo plays Hulk better. I'm not saying everyone is good in this film, but we got an upgrade, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I will say I wasn't sure how I felt about Ed Norton as Hulk when I was watching it. Like, as Bruce Banner, I feel like he didn't give kind of the vibes of like the really smart. Yeah, I feel like he nailed kind of the loner kind of haunted character, but I feel like he doesn't play like the incredibly smart, like Bruce Banner scientist side of it the best. Like it doesn't suit him. But
you are right with because do you get what I mean when I say like Incredible Hulk feels like it feels like it should be in the circle of like the Blade movies, kind of Hellboy, like those era of movies when we kind of were entering a different era, if you get me.
Yeah.
So honestly, on to like things we disliked about the movie. I have a lot of dislikes, but I do have one that really just it bugged me in a way that it's not really important, but it bugged me. It was he cuts his finger, finds and he finds a little bit, and it's like, and that's fine with him. Meant to be this really smart guy, right?
Yeah, I did think like it's pretty noticeable which bottle's got blood on it, mate.
They're all clear, and you cut your finger from a decently high place, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking. He sees one. He sees one drop. What? There's no splash. There's no splits on you halfway through.
Yeah.
And it really does be like, dude, you're trying to keep yourself a secret. You're not going on a payroll. You know, you're not doing any of this. But you're not going to check if any of the bottles around around that got blood on.
You're not gonna check if any of your bottles are potentially going to kill Stan Lee.
Exactly. Last episode we talking about Stan Lee's cameos. This one felt like genuinely story driven. Normally, Hugh Hefner, Stan Lee, that's just he died. He just plays a guy that dies.
Yeah.
It causes the United States government to come find him. So that was a that was a different change. So what did you dislike about the movie?
As I said, I wasn't sure about Ed Norton as Hulk.
Yeah.
But also, I did kind of think when I was watching it, the CGI potentially is not the best. Like I noticed, like especially during like the Culver University fight, but also like the fight at the end, there were like a few janky scenes where he did just look a bit off.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're gonna get that in like a 2008 movie that's just like the main like thing is two just big monsters fighting each other, but it's still as you were saying last episode, like you don't notice good CGI, and unless it's like glaringly bad, I don't really notice bad CGI. But I did notice that like there was a few scenes where it did look janky. Like I feel like especially like in the scene in the cave in the rain, it did look a bit off.
Yeah, I get that. Because like I only noticed bad CGI because of the show Smallville. Like that was 2001 to like 2011 or something, right?
Yeah.
And I get like for a movie, CGI is probably easier than a 24 episode, 50-minute long series. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so, like I can excuse bad CGI most of the time. Like we'll talk about it in a different episode, but Thor: Love and Thunder CGI that's one that people talk, and I even noticed that. That's kind of like, so I didn't notice much for this one, to be honest. Sorry, go on to anything else you disliked about the movie, though. If you know,
I also did have one thing. It's not necessarily about this movie, but I feel like the going forward, just from what I remember, like the Hulk supporting cast is very underutilized in like the forwarding movies. Like I feel like Betty Ross is an interesting character, and I think she's played really well by Liv Tyler. And she's just, I don't think in any of the other like future movies going forward.
Yeah, and they only reused General Ross in Civil War, so we're talking 2016, 8 years later.
And like Blonsky only gets reused in She-Hulk. I'm not sure if Samuel Stern's ever reused. He might have been She-Hulk, but I can't remember.
I haven't seen it yet, to be honest. But like you are right, but which I think sometimes it can work. Sometimes when you don't use a character for 20 years, and then you bring Abomination into She-Hulk, that's like how do we feel about it? But like it kind of works. But you are right. Hulk love interests. They're just like, fuck off. Black Widow's there. Do you know what I mean? They do. Black Widow is a love interest for Hulk, right?
Yeah, they have the really awkward scene in Age of Ultron where Mark Ruffalo just face plants Scarlett Johansson's chest.
Whoa! I was trying to Hulk out for a second there. Oh, is that gonna be good? I'm okay if you keep that in, to be honest. You can put it if you think it.
But I also like the fact also that they, speaking of Hulk full of interest, I like the fact that they established kind of that even like difficult stuff, even like not difficult, even like quite simple stuff is quite hard for Banner. Like when he's trying to like have sex with Betty and he can't because like his heart rate's getting too high. I like the established like he has to be like so careful just to not like Hulk out at any point in time.
Yeah, whereas gonna have some like really weak orgasm. Sorry, go on.
I feel like that really kind of establishes just kind of like how like especially kind of hard it would be to be a Hulk to like deal with that and like how hard it is to just live day to day. Like when just like we live in just this world where just makes us angry consistently, and yet just like any point he could go on a rampage and kill X amount of people.
Yeah, it's very silly to be set in New York. No, this isn't set in New York, but like a future thing set in New York. Because of what I've seen of New York, it seems like a really angry place to be.
Yeah,
they do seem like really good people, but also like one wrong thing and it's like really angry if you get me.
Yeah.
So Hulk shouldn't just stay away from large cities. But then again, Brazil. I mean, actually, no, they do show it. They do show him literally get like pushed over like by that gang. So no, they do show it. They do show him get kind of walked over. And I will say, I think that's everything I have for this film. Tom, have you got anything else?
I have one thing, and we can cut this if it doesn't work out. But before we go, I wanted to just ask you, Keane, from what your knowledge of the future MCU is, do you think, and having just recently rewatched the film, do you think Hulk is a misused character in the MCU post this? Because they established such kind of universe for Hulk in just this one movie, like with the supporting cast and the antagonist and like the establishing kind of what it means to be Hulk and the loneliness and the wonder of Banner and him trying to cure it. And then just like half of that is just not really kind of brought on. They don't have any like sequels to Hulk film. They don't have like The Incredible Hulk 2. And obviously he's like being much recast in the next film.
Yeah.
So do you think Hulk is misused in the MCU?
In a way, yes, but mainly no. Do you know what I mean? Like, it kind of falls into like this is the problem though. I don't think he should, but he does fall into the category of Hawkeye, Black Widow, like those three, like not that important Avengers, even though they are some of like the best Avengers. So I think it's kind of passed to a point. Like it hasn't, but also kind of has. Like it's passed, unless they do what they did with Black Widow and they gave him like a movie comes out 2029, but it's set in like 2012 or something. Unless they do something like that, but you couldn't. I don't think a modern Hulk film would work because like he's already worked out the relationship with the Hulk. I mean, he went into space.
I mean, it's not out yet, but Spider-Man Brand New Day seems to be messing with that a bit though. So
true. And then like you see what happens in Infinity War with Hulk. So I think there is a place in time where you can make the Hulk a good thing, but currently, I guess as I have to say, yes, he is misused because, I don't know, maybe you have a reason why Hulk doesn't see his love interest in this movie that, like, I don't know, 2014 or wait, is 2014? No, 2014 was Ultron, right?
Age of Ultron was 2015.
2015. So yeah, 2014 would work because it's before he goes off to to space. Well, anyway. So I say, he is probably underused.
Fair.
Tom, why we're here, right?
Right.
Would you rather be Hulk or Abomination?
They're
like just as the character, not like anything that's going to happen to them.
Like, I feel like do you want to live your life afraid you're going to like Hulk out and kill people and have that anxiety on you just constantly, and also kind of you don't have the you don't like have control over Hulk like when he goes out, or do you want to just be a guy who just does like who's just Hulk constant like kind of abomination consistently, and also has no qualms about what he does about the killing, about that, and I think I'd rather be Hulk, honestly.
Yeah.
Just for the fact you can like turn back into human, and
True.
I mean, it either way, I think it would be quite crappy because you're either living in constant anxiety or living as a monster. But
true. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe on the video.
Thank you for watching.
Hit the notification bell because this is a weekly thing for the next 18 weeks, give or take, probably more, probably less, depending on series. Tom might finally get me to watch Daredevil.
Ooh, finally, hopefully, everyone pray.
Everyone can pray
whatever God you believe in.
Tom gets to change his Instagram name.
It's still that.
Yeah, it is. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.